very good day. You are listening to Change Radio News. Today is Friday, the 1st of August, 2025. The news read by Olive Rujizo. And the headlines. President Chamisa slams the state for wasting resources targeting him. Zimbabwe remembers the 2018 post-election killings, and the government admits to economic chaos as Mnangagwa slashes ZBC fees. And now for the news in detail. President Nelson Chamisa says that vast state resources, including money and vehicles, are being wasted on trying to destroy him personally rather than funding national development. In a social media post titled "Rethink Your Priorities," he claims more money is allocated to target him and agencies like FAS than to build the country or fund essential ministries. He described these efforts against him as unsuccessful in the past, present, and future. He ended his post with the hashtag #TheNewRise. Today marks 7 years since Zimbabwe's deadly post-election violence on August 1, 2018. 6 people were killed and 35 were injured when security forces fired live ammunition at protesters. A commission of inquiry led by South African President Kgalema Motlanthe was set up later that month. It submitted its findings and recommendations to President Mnangagwa in December 2018. However, progress on implementing those recommendations has been limited. 7 years on, many victims are still waiting for compensation and justice. The government of Zimbabwe admitted to economic chaos during last night's presentation of the midterm fiscal policy review. Economic Development Minister Mthuli Ncube stated that companies often profit more by breaking the law than by complying, revealing a system that punishes honesty. In a surprise move, President Mnangagwa directed cuts to ZBC radio and TV license fees to ease public's burden. However, analysts slammed this as a PR stunt, noting the president signed the very law enforcing these fees just 2 weeks ago. Economists argue that ZBC should operate commercially and not rely on state-mandated fees. The Zimbabwean parliament descended into chaos on Tuesday. Deputy Speaker Tsitsi Gezi announced committee changes linked to the opposition CCC's disputes, removing Charlton Wende as chair of the Public Accounts Committee. His replacement is Caston Mateo. Wende rejected the move as illegal and a violation of court orders. Tensions exploded when another CCC member of parliament was forcibly removed after loud protests. This triggered a mass walkout by opposition members of parliament who accused the ruling ZANU-PF party of turning parliament into a one-party chamber. Africa marked Pan-Africa Women's Day yesterday, the 31st of July. The date commemorates the founding of the Pan-African Women's Organization, PAWO, as the first Pan-African Women's Conference in Dar es Salaam back in 1962. PAWO was established to champion gender equality, women's rights, and empowerment. Celebrations took place continent-wide. High-level events were held in Chad, hosted by Pan-African Parliament President Chief Fortune Charumbira. A peace walk unfolded in Bamenda, Cameroon, demanding reparation and justice for women. Cape Verde saw an open conversation hosted by Pan-African Parliament Vice President, Deputy Lucia Passos. The COP15 Ramsar Conference on Wetlands concluded in Victoria Falls yesterday. In her closing remarks, Zimbabwe's Environment Minister Evelyn Ndlovu drew criticism for repeatedly using ruling party political slogans. Minister Ndlovu, I'll take that again. Minister Ndlovu referenced party youth structures, the youth minister, President Mnangagwa's SADC role, and the slogan, "Friend to all, enemy to none," all associated with the ruling ZANU-PF party. Observers noted her apparent difficulty separating government communication from party rhetoric at the International Environmental Forum. And in news from local communities, to combat crime on Zimbabwe's deteriorating roads, the police have certified 27 officers as drone pilots. The certificates were awarded on Wednesday at the ZRP Sports Club in Harare. While citizens welcome the move, they question if the country has enough reliable internet, power, and infrastructure to operate the drones effectively. Analysts also ask if just 27 drones are sufficient nationwide, or if they will only be deployed in major cities like Harare and Bulawayo. Residents of Phumula South in Bulawayo are living in fear after a wave of violent late-night break-ins. Burglars have been smashing windows and doors in bold midnight attacks over the past 2 weeks. Victims included Professor Moyo, Lois Lunga, Joyce Lunga, and Queen Sibanda say that the intruders are acting with extreme violence and fearlessness. Some residents are too traumatized to speak. One woman lost nearly all her belongings. Ward 19 Councillor Lazarus Mpandwe links the crime surge to drug abuse and unemployment. He also urged the formation of neighborhood watch groups. Residents are demanding increased police patrols to end this reign of terror. A former nurse from Bikita Rural Hospital in Masvingo Province is seeking financial assistance for urgent back surgery. Progress Muzuva, who sustained injuries on duty in 2018, claims she has been abandoned by her employer. Her ordeal began in August 2018 when she was asked to accompany a violent maternity patient in an ambulance to Silvera Mission Hospital. During the journey, the patient attempted to jump out of the moving vehicle and assaulted both Muzuva and the ambulance driver. In international news, South Africa authorities have dealt a major blow to cigarette smuggling syndicates operating from Zimbabwe. The Hawks and the Asset Forfeiture Unit have seized 3 vehicles, including a truck, and trailers worth over 850,000 rand used to traffic illicit cigarettes. The crackdown began in March with an arrest at the Beitbridge border. In a separate operation, a VW bus worth 162,600 rand was also seized in Modibole. Smugglers often use illegal river crossings and hide goods at Beitbridge to evade customs, flooding the market with brands like Pacific and Remington Gold. South Africa has rolled out new tamper-proof immigration stamps at all ports of entry starting today, the 1st of August, to fight rising border fraud. Border Management Authority Commissioner Dr. Michael Masiapato says the move targets illegal visa extensions, smuggling, and undetected criminal crossings. With over 15,000 travelers processed daily at Beitbridge alone, the new system aims to boost security while easing legal movement. Zimbabwe has already introduced e-gates and an online border system to support similar efforts. And in our sports news, Scotland Football Club coach Tonderai Ndiraya is banking on experience as his side travels to Mandava for a showdown with FC Platinum. The two teams drew 1-1 in the first leg at Rufaro Stadium. FC Platinum sits third on the log, just ahead of fourth-placed Scotland Football Club. Both teams are tied on 40 points, but are separated by goal difference. Caps United midfielder Juan Mutudza is set to join South Africa's Black Leopards after a successful trial stint. He is understood to have signed a 2-year deal with the Motsepe Foundation Championship side. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. President Chamisa slams the state for wasting resources targeting him. Zimbabwe remembers the 2018 post-election killings. And the government admits to economic chaos as Mnangagwa slashes ZBC fees. This concludes our bulletin for today. Thank you for listening. For myself and the entire team at Change Radio, have a blessed weekend.